James plays games.
That's me!
We saved the best for last, Skatopia, the skateboarding mecca. We've circled the globe, invaded 4 continents, and pissed off a lot of people. This is our last shot to clinch this thing, so let's tear it up, Hall of Fame style!
Hey everybody, welcome back to James Plays Tony Hawk's Underground 2. This is it, the last level of story mode. We finally made it. And it's a big skateboarding mountain. How about that? A lot of the levels in Thug 2 play with verticality to make the levels bigger, and it just gets capped off here with a pretty fun little silly level.
When you little dirtbags have scored all you can, find me. We'll total things up, then you can crown my team champion.
Now the bad news with that, though, is we're going to be doing a lot of going up to the top, coming back down, going up to the top, coming back down, just a lot of back and forth, which I don't think has a great flow to it. But fortunately, there are some teleports and shortcuts that we can use. There's some zip lines. There's these little shacks here, a red one over there, and a green one right over here. Cut off this car, perfect. That will also just teleport us to the top. Let's get our first gap of the level with car hop. There we go. On your way, mighty steed. So speaking of gaps, they kind of suck for this level. There's a good handful of them that really seem very stupid. Not very challenging at all. You'll see. But on top of that, just in general, incorporating gaps alongside goals in this level I found to be very difficult. Which means memorization for everything in this level has been very difficult. Usually what I'm able to do is say, okay, I've got a goal over here, or I've got a goal that takes me from point A to point B, so there's some gaps in an area that I can do alongside that. But here I just wasn't really able to find that kind of flow with my routing. And so instead of having just those little compartmentalized thoughts in my head that made it easier for me to memorize everything, I just got like big clusters of crap to try to sort out in my mind grapes. Anyway, we've got the Skatopia sign here. We're going to spine right on over it for the sign spine. Turn around, and look at that. Our very first spat tag. So we are going to be doing goals alongside stuff. It's just, well, yeah, this is probably a perfect example of what we're dealing with here. There's Tony hanging out there at the top of this house. A couple of dogs there. Hi, doggy. And let's just start doing some gaps. We've got a ramp to ramp over the stairs for the stair transfer. You know, okay. Typical gap, not too bad, makes sense. But now, let's go ahead and get our combo run-out meter going. And run up the stairs. For upstairs. Yeah. And guess what? Did you guess? Are you done guessing? Okay. Yep, downstairs as well. I don't... Now we got 3 gaps that you're also going to really love. We're just going to grind on these steps here for house step. We're going to get on top of the house here. The very tippy top here. If I can get unstuck from that chimney. And we'll grind for the A-frame grind. Then we'll come over here, and there's the green shack, and we're just going to get on top of that and grind for the green shack. You see what I mean? A lot of non-gaps, if you will. But we're not even done with this freaking house. We'll come back to it later, though. I do want to try to break some of this stuff up so I'm not just doing like a million gaps all at once. But we're actually going to be doing more than half of the gap list with shred here. And I don't know if these things really were issues in previous levels to the degree that I'm feeling them here. But, yeah, it's just... none of this really gelled with me. Come over here. Oh, I grabbed onto the wood there. I want to grab onto just the edge, if that really seems like we are. There's our second spat tag, and now we're just going to keep climbing on up. And here is our billboard. I appreciate the little change up there. A little bit of humor. I appreciate. Anyway, that kicks us back down one level. And here in this little mined-out tunnel, we've got our final arcade machine of story mode. And... yeah. That's exactly what it looks like. I fortunately cannot see the name, if there even is one, on the side of the cabinet or anything. Don't think there is. I think it's just a man and his pig. But here we are. We have to get over 1 million points. It's actually not too bad. And take a look at the initials for a second. 10 hardcore years kicking your ass. Just a little bit of love sent our way from Neversoft. And we'll send a little bit of love back their way. Just a salute to our boys and girls that worked there. Had a lot of fun for a very long time. Company's no longer around, but I believe there are still people that work there that are a part of the industry. Other people have retired, living nice, relaxing lives, I hope. We love you, Neversoft. Pretty much just going to focus on getting score and moving on, but there is one gap that I want to incorporate into this. And what a gap it is. So we're following this line, and we're going to go into the green shack and get popped out at the top of the mountain. We're going to grind the ledge as close to the beginning as possible, and continue to grind all the way down to the base of the mountain. Put on focus mode before I bailed, and let's try to spam a few grind combos to build that multiplier up a bit. And once we get to the end of the line, we should get top grind. Hooray! Okay, that worked. A little victory 900 just to round out our score. And we are done. So let's just finish it there. Could keep going, but why risk it for the biscuit? Come on over here, and we have...
Climb this ladder to get to the zip line toss. Jump and grab on. While you're flying through the air, spine transfer to bomb the pool up there.
He's telling us exactly how to do one of our goals. Here's the zip line. Launches us up into the air. We acid drop, and shablam. We get the zip line drop, and we get our goal done as well. There's this little shack here at the top of the mine tunnel. Get spat tag number 3. Now we have one more gap that we're going to do at the moment. And it's very, very cleverly named. There's actually 2 cleverly named gaps, but this is out the bus, grind 2 trees, grind house. And that's exactly what you do. You go into this hollowed out bus, and it teleports you. And launches you to land on these broken trees. Oh, by the way, there's cat noises in this level. Do not be alarmed, it is not your cat. Okay? The cat's right over there. He's purple. When you get close, it does that. Okay? It's not your cat. Moving on. Yeah, so we have these trees that are all kind of bent at an angle. We grind 2 of them downward, and we grind the edge of the house down there. It's a little bit finicky to actually get it to be how you need it to be. So I'm going to drop a save state here. Alright, excuse me, car. There we go. There we are, get launched. 2, and shablam. Alright, first try. That's great, actually. That's really great. Now we can just go back into the shack. Yeah, and end up back out here. That's the game again. Flaming pile of garbage. We are going to get our board set on fire by touching the flaming pile of garbage. And it also has a propulsion effect. It must be all the propane tanks that are burning in there. And a gasoline. Yeah. Very smart people live here. But our goal is to launch to the top of that building over there. The barn. We get garbage blast. And with our lit skateboard, we launch a firework. Isn't that pretty? I waited until nighttime so you could really see it. So that's done. Gonna just pop off the edge of the barn, and there's yet another spat tag. 4 out of 5. We are getting those done. There's some people hanging out at a little ramp, bowl, pool, what have you. We're going to manual down this ramp for the barn ramp manual. Turn around, and there's another doggy.
Skater.
Hi, doggy. And there's this guy again.
Hey man, roll over here. Hey Holmes, I'm rigging up this. Oh man.
Let's
Hey
try that
Holmes,
again.
I'm rigging up this sick off-road skateboard. But as always, I wanted too much engine, and this thing turned into a fireball. Find me something with some serious power, and I'll let you skate it.
You may remember from our goals shown to us at the beginning, we're looking for a chainsaw on top of a tree. How it got there, figure that out. We got a little ladder to the loft of the barn. Let's go up here. And who's this? Why, it's a small child. Hello, small child. I hope you are not being... Anyway, yeah, Ryan Sheckler was an up-and-coming little youth prodigy in skateboarding, and now he's a big boy. He's all grown up. So it's okay now. Felt kind of weird having like this little kid though that you skate as. A real kid, not a fictional kid like Paulie. All right. We're going to do some manualing through this little alley section here. Going a little bit slower than I probably wanted to, but that's fine. We're making it through nice and safe. Strike, and we got a bowling manual. Was that actually a strike? Yes, it was. All right. Look, I'm good at everything, guys. You don't have to actually knock down the bowling pins for that gap. You just gotta make it through this pretty narrow alley with this rail here and the walls that you bonk off of and can totally ruin your manual. And you may have noticed, if you didn't, you're noticing now, final spat tag. Gonna head right over here. Got ourselves a little pond. We're going to build up our special again, just because I probably will need it. And the water filled up on me somehow. Okay. Oh, I never noticed that before. We splash all the water out and then it refills. Okay, neat. We're grinding now around the pond 5 times. That's why I wanted special, just in case I mess up. In fact, let's not give ourselves the opportunity. And there we are. Around the pond 5 times gets you pond X5. Come around back here, and we've got a couple more gaps that we're going to get. I aim for these signs here to do a spine transfer over from the outside in. And that gets us the end spine. This whole area is a little bit weird with being able to spine in and out of it. I think it's because of this covered section here. So I go a little bit beyond that, right over to this area. And from the outside in, it always works. Now we have a hip transfer to do, but I find it works a lot better to not have it be a hip transfer, and instead you just launch over and acid drop. But we have these little bits of plywood here that go up, and you just kind of want to go at an angle and launch an acid drop to get the barn pool hip. Like I said, it's supposed to be a hip transfer, but so many times I fail to get it to register. So we do that instead. Head on out over here. We've got just this little kick up that we're going to go off at an angle and acid drop for the side bomb. Like I said, we're doing big clusters of gaps, everybody. We've got ourselves a little, almost like a fun box or something. And we're going to launch off of that over to the garage and acid drop in for the over-the-road garage something or other. Go ahead and do a manual alongside the pool here for the garage pool manual, very cleverly named. Aim for this graffiti and do a spine transfer into the pool, or a hip transfer in that case for into the garage. And now we are going to go ahead and grind this ledge, slow things down, wall ride, jump, acid drop for the mobile home wall bomb. Yeah, so we need to hit the mobile home at just the right angle. Got a pretty small window here. You can see where the line bends. So, yeah, pretty small. Get up here, and then you got a wall ride, and you got to hit acid drop pretty early. If you acid drop when you're too far forward, it doesn't seem to register the gap, which is fun for everybody. Head back up here and switch over to doing another goal. The chainsaw is up this tree. You probably cannot tell that that is a chainsaw and not just the top of the tree, but that's fine. I'm telling you it's there. Hi, doggy. And when you touch it, you're done.
You should be able to fly up these hills with this big...
Yeah, so Bigfoot just stole our motorized skateboard. Just, yep, day in the life of Tony Hawk. But that was also our destruction event. That's the game's cat, the destruction event for this level. All those trees that were bent are now gone. So that means you could no longer do the gap that required you to grind on them. So keep that in mind if you're playing at home. Now I am waiting for this car. There we are. And we're going to skitch it and head back down with it. Gonna do just a few more gaps, hopefully. Slow things down, use the speed, into a manual launch over the house sideways for the sideways house launch. And now, yet another gap that's really stupid. We need to kind of pop off of this ramp here, this quarter pipe, and land on the ramp in front of us, the cement. And it might take me a couple of tries to get this right, because you can very easily overshoot and just launch yourself out of the level. There we are. Weird transfer. And you know what? They're correct. It is a very weird transfer. You might even say it's not a transfer at all. Oh, I totally bailed on that at the end, but as you see, we are doing a manual underneath the porch for the porch manual. And let's go around over this way. And we are going to come up to the side of the house and just do a little corner cut, if you will. And that wasn't even my fault. That was the games that just totally screwed me there by having the acid drop hit the porch. Take 2? Much better. Okay, almost done with our big frickin' gap tour of this level. We just have one more, I think, that we're gonna do. And I'm actually gonna take a moment and make sure I didn't forget anything afterwards. But we're gonna kind of hit this section at an angle. You see it's got the rebar here. We're gonna aim for that, lined up with this little flat bit there, and we're just going to do a spine transfer. And it didn't work. Let's try again. Or a hip transfer. So we got the big slope hip transfer. And there is Bigfoot. And he can talk. Talking Bigfoot with a motorized skateboard. Alright. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, this is why I have to check, because it's very easy for me to forget. And I did forget one gap that I wanted to do up to this point. We did a grind on the green shack, now we have to do a grind on the red shack, but instead of that being enough, we have to launch ourselves right there to the shack to sign. Now, that's done. And we can switch over to Bigfoot and pretty much just do their goals. And that's a nice change of pace. This is our special vehicle for this level, and it operates the most like a skateboard, as it hopefully should. But we're still limited in our tricks. We can't actually get off the board. And it has a neat little feature where if we do a manual, it just kind of takes off. But anyway, we have these little plots here that we're going to use our Bigfoot magic on by doing a flip trick over them, and it causes plants to grow. What kind of wizard does that make Bigfoot? Is it something like a druid? Is there like a naturist or something? Like a wood wizard? Nature wizard? I don't know. I'm telling you, I mean, everything's in this game. We got Bigfoot, we got zombies, we got magic, we got children, we just got everything. Just kind of head up over here onto the slope with a manual going up, and we did a chainsaw manual up the slope. Hooray for us. Games cat, not yours. Over here is another plot, and then we're gonna go over to where the pond is and get stuck in the pond and come out of the pond, and our third plot. That's good. That's all done. We're gonna come back over here. Games cat, not yours. Oh, it didn't attack me this time. All right. This area that has been cleared, we're going to do a manual down it. You can see there's a couple little game, not you. There's a couple little distinct segments of change in angle. Game, not your cat. Sorry. You want to start where the angle changes the most, because this is just one long way down. When you do that manual and it goes fast, it'll just kind of send you flying off of the ground. That's not good. So you want to start on this, I guess you'd call it like the third segment. Start your manual and then launch off the ramp pretty much right when you hit the little blue line at the base of that kicker. Bigfoot's getting a text. Oh, that's not right. Okay. Beaverhausen bailing our boys out. Good to know. Just a big old transfer from the sign to that side or the other side. And we get ourselves that sign transfer, and we get ourselves the goal. So that takes care of the first half of Skatopia. Got a lot done. We got Shred done. We got Bigfoot done. We got a whole buttload of gaps done. Just like an absolute truckload of ass. And next time we will finish up the rest. We got Tony, we got Ryan, and maybe something a little bit extra. I don't want to spoil it, but... I'll see you next time. Love ya. Bye-bye.